5 minutes.
Really, there has been quite a bit of misinformation spun on this whole issue by Sinn Féin and certain members of the technical group about what this treaty actually will do. So it's important to set the record straight. It's as simple as this. The financial stability, the fiscal stability treaty is part, and only part of the of what needs to be done to stabilise and sort out the euro. It is not a panacea for everything. The euro, we must remember, is our currency, so it's the stability of our own currency that's at stake here, and the fiscal stability treaty will help to sort that out. And it is our currency, so we are looking after ourselves in dealing with this. Not only does our recovery depend on the stability of the euro, due to the EU being our biggest export market, Europe's recovery depends on it, and that is absolutely crucial to us. And you may remember that the Taoiseach on a number of occasions has alluded to the fact that one of the problems in terms of us regenerating growth in this country is uncertainty about the euro generally. So it is really, really important that the euro is stabilised. So and Ireland has a critical part to play in passing this referendum. By securing the euro, we are helping to create a solid export base for ourselves. And as the only English-speaking country in the eurozone, this should yield significant trade dividends for us. I mean, why, for example, did the Chinese Vice President only visit Ireland in terms of his trip to this part of the world? The trading bloc that we're in needs to be stabilised and secured, and to do that the referendum needs to be passed. So how will the treaty help us in Ireland? There's several answers to this. First of all, it beefs up the economic and monetary union considerably, ensuring good, sound management of public finances. Secondly, the treaty is part of the six-pack of measures which will identify bubbles and unbalanced economies long before they implode, as our own economy did. If those measures had been in place at the inception of the euro, and if there had been legislative oversight of our public finances, there's no way that the Fianna Fáil party would have been allowed to run this country like a casino. So what will the treaty do for Ireland? It will stabilise our currency, stabilise our export base, help create jobs, ensure sound and prudent management of public finances, and as part of the six-pack of measures, and stop recurrence of Fianna Fáil style Wild West public policy, and help identify bubbles and nip them in the bud in order to create a more stable, secure economy on which we can build a more equal, caring society. There are those that argue that it restricts our ability to take out loans and to run large exchequer deficits. Now, if in case anyone in Sinn Féin or the technical group hasn't been paying attention over the past year and a half, we have arrived at a situation in this country where we cannot get affordable loans at all on the open market. So to say that these measures will restrict us completely ignores the fact that in the absence of these measures we are more restricted than we've ever been in terms of getting loans to finance investment.
Just 1 minute, Deputy.
Thank you, yes, Count Corda. I will skip ahead then. The fiscal compact is needed to hold the euro together. We need to recognise that with monetary policy centralised, we need some measure of coordination on fiscal policy with our partners in the euro. We must remember that while our current bailout is unaffected by this referendum, it specifically excludes access to further funding under the European Stability Mechanism, which is linked with the ratification. Given the current circumstances of the country, we would be mad not to provide ourselves with this insurance. Therefore, a yes vote is essential. As I said, this is only part of the solution. It's not the entire solution. I strongly believe that in the long term, the ECB needs to see itself as being not just responsible for controlling inflation, but to take on a new role in terms of being an engine for growth and job creation. I want to commend both the Taoiseach and Taoiseach for driving forward this agenda at a European level. This is a conscious collective decision which the entire European Union needs to take, and I'm hoping that when more progressive parties take power in France and Germany, this would happen. We are at a turning point in Europe. Either we beef up the euro or else we retreat into our own currencies. And in the sort of world in which we live, we would be crazy to return to our own currencies, because we are such a small entity in ourselves, but together we stand for a very significant entity. And for these reasons, I would say strongly that we must vote yes in this referendum.
Thank you, Deputy. I now call Deputy Michael McCarthy.